Okay guys, it's Jordan from Tacoma Lifestyle. Today, Colby has brought his 4th gen Tacoma back in. He's done some upgrades to it. Today we're gonna go over some of what those upgrades are and what he's gonna be doing in the future. Okay, so Colby, the last time you brought this truck in, it was pretty much completely stock other than a wrap. And that was pretty much it, right?
Yeah, bone stock. It didn't even have, I think it maybe had the puck lift on it.
Yeah.
Like I just have that ready lift kit on there, but
Yeah.
not much, but it's completely changed and I love it, so.
Yeah, it looks absolutely crazy. Let's start with probably the first thing most people are going to notice on this build, and it is the massive light bar up top. Can you tell us more about the lighting on this truck? So
I've worked with diode with my 4Runner as well, but so I did all diode on my Tacoma. That is their SS5 7-link cross-link light bar.
Yeah.
Which is, it's just a crazy light bar. This is the sport model, so it's not as, it
it's
gets
not
even
pro.
crazier.
Yeah.
It gets way brighter.
They have 2 options. They have a sport and a pro model.
Yeah.
So this is still crazy though.
Yeah, it's insanely bright. This is just the backlights on, which is a cool feature. I love that diode does backlights. So full diode on the whole truck, but yeah, huge light bar. That thing's awesome. Super easy to mount. They have Prinsu mounts, and that's the roof rack I'm running, but very easy to get installed and mounted up. All super easy wiring. It's not complicated. And then same thing on the ditch lights. I've got that diode SS3.
Yeah, and those are insanely bright too. I know you were running those as a light bar on your 4Runner, and those are crazy. I think this light bar has become kind of the company's favorite light bar.
Yeah.
It's on a few of the rigs here.
Yeah, quite a few of us run it. We just love the look of it, and I love the backlight look. I mean, it looks so good, especially at night, just like on the road driving, it looks so sick.
Yeah, and once aftermarket headlights start coming out, I'm sure you'll switch to an amber.
DRL amber headlights would be awesome in the future. Those, I think, are coming soon, but not yet, so.
And I know with these Tacomas, the fog lights on here have changed. So normally we've had like kind of a circle pod light that you can fit an SS3 into. Now it's a light bar. So what have you done to replace those?
So diode makes a OEM Plus fitment.
Okay.
And it actually ends up working. So I have a CBI covert bumper on here. Okay. If this was the OEM bumper, you would still be able to do these diode fog lights. They're just
so they just bolt right in.
Yeah, just a diode OEM fitment will replace your normal fog light with a 6-inch light bar. So that's all these are, is 2 6-inch light bars.
Okay, cool.
Super awesome. Not too bright, like it's not gonna get you flashed at night the whole time, but it looks really good. It's almost the same as like when we would switch from our 4Runner
to like an SS3.
Lights. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. That's awesome. And you said this is a light bar, so Diode Dynamics, they make a couple of different light bar options.
Yep.
So they have the Stage Series light bar, but you can also do that crazy one.
Exactly, yeah. So the 6-inch, and then there's a 20-inch cutout on this bumper, so that's another diode, just Stage Series light bar.
Okay, sweet. I didn't even notice that until just now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, this whole combo, CBI covert bumper, diode light bars to match the amber. I have a Smitty-built winch and then a Factory 5 Ultra hook.
Okay, cool. Have you had to use it yet?
No, I haven't.
Good.
Yeah, the goal is not to use it, so we'll see.
But at least you have it. It's always nice to have.
Yep.
Now, this covert bumper, they've done the covert bumper on the 3rd gen. It's one of my favorite bumpers.
Yep.
And it looks great on the 4th gen. How have you liked this bumper so far?
I love it. I think it just looks sleek. You can add a bull bar if you'd like.
Oh,
so
sweet.
I actually haven't had a bull bar on this to see how I like it yet, but I love the look of this. It's just very OEM Plus. Gives you those toe hook spots as well that you can have.
So if you do need to get recovered,
exactly.
you have the mounting
The
points.
recovery points is nice because these don't come out of the factory with those. So
okay, cool.
That's been great, and it looks really sleek. So
yeah, no, I love it. And do you think the bull bar is something you might add in the future?
I don't think so. I think if I ever do go into a bull bar, it'll be a full bumper.
Yeah, bull bar. Let us know what you guys think.
Covert right now looks good how it is.
Yeah, I love this bumper. It's sweet. I love how it just kind of ties in the look of the truck all together.
Yeah.
But I know it looks crazy different from the last time you brought it in. The front end looks absolutely insane. But I think the biggest difference on this truck are wheels and tires. So let's go ahead and move to that. We'll talk about what wheels and tires he's running. All right, Colby. So these are a lot bigger than the OEM tires. So tell us what you've put on this truck.
Yes. So 35-inch tires, Geolanders, Yokohama. I love them, mud terrains. I've always ran these. I ran them on my 4Runner.
Okay.
They're like my favorite tire.
They look crazy aggressive. They look like
Yeah.
saw blades. It's insane.
I think they're super aggressive. They look good. They're actually pretty quiet for mud terrain.
Yeah, we just put them on the 4Runner, and I drove that back from Provo today, and they're super, super quiet. So
yeah, and
awesome tire.
Like no affiliation with Yokohama. We actually just love them.
Yeah,
so.
There's a lot of people here running Yokos.
Yeah,
There's
we all
four
like
rigs.
them. Exactly. So
it's wild.
That's the tire, and then wheels. I've got Nomad Saharas, -10 offset.
Yeah, and then what's the finish on these?
Machined. This is a debate. If you guys look at our Instagram, some people hate the machine, some people love it. Majority hate it. I don't know why.
I don't get it because it's kind of the thing right now to do machined wheels. Everyone is coming out with machined wheels, and they look amazing.
And I think they look great, but some people hate them. So if you hate them, let us know, because most people do. But I love them. I think they look awesome. I think they look good with the white. I don't know, to me it looks a little more like a Baja-y truck.
Yeah.
Even though it's not that. Yeah,
but it looks
sweet.
Good. And with the amount of poke that you have on this tire, it does look like it has a long travel kit on it. And you said it's a -10 offset?
Yeah, so that's some kind of interesting with the new trucks is it's a -10 offset, but the OEM is like a +45, I think, or something like that. Yeah,
super sunk in.
Yeah, the wheels are made differently than our previous models of the Tacoma. So a -10 actually pokes quite a bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of trimming, and we can get up and close, and I can show you exactly what we did. And then there is that little crash bar, that thing that's on the back of the wheel well.
The plate that you can remove.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone's seen kind of how you do that. But there's just 3 bolts. You take that off. Gives you a ton more room. So the 35s don't hit anywhere in the back. No need for a body chop. But
that's crazy.
We had to do a little bit of trimming up here and back here.
But it still looks like
OEM. We had a pretty good shop here locally help us do it.
Yeah.
But now that I've seen how they did it, anybody could really do it at home.
Super easy.
Just wasn't sure how much we had to take, so I had someone professionally do it first.
Yeah.
But it looks great. It looks OEM, honestly. It looks awesome. I haven't had any issues with it.
Yeah, and it looks just like a monster truck. Like the tires look huge on this thing.
Yep. I love how the stance turned out and the whole look of it.
Yeah, and we did have an issue because we were going to put these on before you went up to CBI, and we tried to just swap your 4Runner wheels
before I went up to CBI, I tried to put my black Saharas from my 4Runner, and the lugs on these Tacomas are a fatter lug.
Yeah.
Like they're thicker. So the wheel would have just fallen right off. It wouldn't work at all.
It was a whole fiasco for those.
Yeah, that's a little bit interesting that they changed it. But I think it's a good thing because it's just stronger lugs. Yeah. No more like, not that happens often, but lugs snap sometimes. Now these are thicker. And it should help with that not happening.
We do know someone that has lost a tire on their Tacoma before.
Yeah,
so.
Lugs snapped off. So
don't want to do that.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know, this truck shares the same platform as the Tundra, and so a lot of those Tundra parts move over to this truck. Yep. So we did not think of that when we were putting his old tires on.
But we learned.
We did learn. And now it looks insane.
Yeah. So that's wheels and tires. Suspension we had on the previous update of the Tacoma, but just a ready lift leveling kit.
Yeah.
2.5-inch leveling kit, so it still raised it
just gives you enough clearance to fit that 35.
Yep, and that'll be changing very soon as well.
Yeah. Can you tell us which brands you're possibly working with for suspension?
Yeah. Talked with Peak a little bit suspension. That's who I had on my 4Runner. I've also talked with Locked Off-Road.
Okay.
So he's trying to develop a full kit with this truck as well. So
that would be sweet.
That could be happening, or Peak could be happening, kind of in between.
Either are great brands. Like
yeah, we love them both.
You've had them on your 4Runner. We have had there's a couple guys here that run Locked. Like awesome suspension brands that we're able to work with.
Yep.
But yeah, this truck is looking mean as is. Can't wait to see it with like a full suspension setup, especially how that performs off-road.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
But tell us, with under the truck armor, like, are you running any skid plates, sliders, anything like that?
So with that CBI front bumper we were talking about, I went up to CBI. We got full skids put on.
Okay.
So front skid, diff skid, all of that stuff, all the way back. And then the lower control arm skids as well.
Okay,
so
cool.
They make all the skids already. They're great.
And they
always
just bolt
love
on,
CBI
super
stuff.
easy.
Yeah, super easy bolt on. Honestly, they're great.
The lower control arm skids look great. Like, just seeing you come back from CBI with them on, it almost looked like you had a completely new lower control arm, which wasn't the case, but it still looked cool.
I think that's a benefit of the lower control arm skid. Like, obviously, it's a skid. It helps with that. But it does make it look more beefy.
Yeah.
and I think it's a cool.
And you're not
addition
damaging your
to it.
truck when you take it off road.
Yeah.
So, which is the reason you bought it.
I honestly think skids are like one of the #1 first mod thing you should do.
Yeah.
Because you're spending so much money on these trucks,
You
you'd
wanna
hate to
protect
break
it.
something or
Yeah.
This dumbest little things can break stuff under the truck. So
Yeah.
I would suggest first mod cover
Skids.
it. Yeah.
And that's the thing. You can be careful with a line, and that can do a lot.
Yep.
But I mean, you never know. You could be on a rock and kind of slide off the wrong way, and then next thing you know, you
Exactly.
take a rock to the door, where you
Exactly.
could have had a skid or a
Slider.
slider.
Yeah.
So, what type of rock slider is this?
It's a CBI rock slider, step edition, which
Okay.
is awesome.
And that gives you the plate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it actually. I didn't have a step on my 4Runner, and I like having the step, being able to get up to the roof rack.
Yeah,
I
it
don't have
makes it
anything
nice.
up there yet, but when I do, it'll be nice.
Makes it easy. Are you
Yeah.
planning on adding anything to this roof rack?
Yeah, so when we talk about the rear, I guess there's not much happening in the rear yet
Yeah.
with my truck. We're going to be doing that exoskeleton from extrusion,
Which is a crazy setup that
Yeah.
they've come out with.
which is basically a shell with the camper built in on
And
top.
completely modular though. Like
Yeah.
you can choose what you
can
want to
be
run.
just a shell, just a camper, just
Just
a
a
roof rack or a bed
or
rack.
the bed rack, yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So that'll come up, I don't know,
Somewhere
probably,
around here.
probably halfway off the rack. And I think what I'll do is one Rome case across the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure exactly yet. If I have enough room, I'll do two 66 liters. But if not, I'll just do an 83 or 95 across the front.
Cool. And that'll look crazy, and it'll give you plenty of extra storage
Yeah.
on here. And,
Give me the storage up there, it'll be good.
and what type of roof rack are you running on here?
So that's a Prinsu Pro for the 4th gen. So they came out with that pretty quick. It was awesome how quick they came to market
Yeah.
with that.
It was like the Tacoma came out, and they already had one pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, so that was cool, and I love the Prinsus. They
Yeah.
look great, and I like the Pro model especially.
Well, the Pro is just, I mean, this thing is way beefier than that standard Prinsu.
Yeah.
And the standard Prinsu is great, but this one is just like
Definitely an upgrade, which is
way stronger.
kind of the goal behind the Pro. They wanted to be able to have an upgraded model of
Yeah.
their standard rack. Their standard rack, like you said, is great, but for somebody that wants a little beefier of a rack, the Pro's great.
This is perfect for it. And they've changed the crossbars on these too.
Yep, so they have that new crossbar design. Has more of a curved bottom.
Yeah.
It's better for the strength of it. It holds more weight, and all aluminum hardware and all that. Stainless steel, sorry, not aluminum. Stainless steel hardware, so no rust or anything like that.
And the roof rack itself, is it stainless steel or aluminum?
Aluminum.
Okay, cool. So it's
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, very
That's
light.
awesome.
Not heavy at all. I mean, when you install this, you put it together on the ground, and when you put it up there, you could do it by yourself if you wanted. It's not
Cool.
hard.
Super easy install. And Toyota's even made it easy to install a roof rack.
Yep.
I've seen videos of just clips that you can pop off, and then the holes are already
Yeah,
there.
with the 4th gen, it's actually pretty cool. It's not even like how we had it in the 3rd gen or 4Runner.
Yeah.
There's actually just one little spot on the roof that they already made holes. There's no
Yeah.
point of them other than they know that you want to put a roof rack on.
That's so nice.
So you
don't-
know Toyota sees the aftermarket
Yeah.
and know what their customers are going to do with these trucks.
Yeah, they've made it easy for us to modify them in the ways
Yep.
that we want to. I
Yep.
know, like, on my truck, I had to cut the weather stripping, and it was a whole mess. And if
Exactly.
you look at it now, it's all just
It's
messed up.
perfect.
So
Yeah. Yep. They've changed it, and they know what Toyota knows who their market is. So it's
Yeah.
been great.
that's cool. I love the way that the roof rack looks. And then you also got some lighting underneath here. You got some rock lights, it looks
Yeah.
like.
So I've got diode rock lights across the whole truck.
'Kay.
I think there's actually 16 of them. So
Oh,
there's a lot.
it's a lot.
And at night, this thing is completely lit up, and
That's
I
so
love that
sick.
look. It's honestly, for me, it's purely for looks. There's no
Yeah.
real benefit. I guess some people would say you can see stuff at night under your truck.
Yeah.
And like
But that's not why you did
obstacles.
it.
I did it to look cool.
You're
if
from
I'm being
Florida.
honest. Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah,
thing
it's
down
a
there.
Florida- It's a Florida thing. So I did it to look. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
And I know Dialed, they make a rock light that is RGB. Are these the RGB versions?
no,
or
these are
white?
just the white.
Okay.
I never changed from white, anyways.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted, you could. There is a full color one.
Yeah.
They're more expensive, but
But
I
white
like the
is,
white.
White has worked for you.
yeah, and I like how the white looks. It always looks good to me.
Cool. Well, the truck is coming along great. Like, we're really excited to see just everything that you have done to it already, and to hear about the extrusion bed rack. I think I'm most excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Any
It'll be
word
cool.
on a rear bumper for these trucks?
No, it's when I was up at CBI, I talked with their guys a little bit and trying to figure out what they're gonna do, trying to get a little bit of like secrets out of them, but it's really hard. The rear bumper has a full, the frame like covers the whole thing.
Yeah, so if you're cutting it, you're...
Where the hitch, basically where the hitch mounts, if I remember correctly, is like this huge frame piece, where in the other ones you would just take it off and bolt on a new bumper pretty easily.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to cut a lot to make a rear bumper work, I think, unless they figure out a way to do it.
Well, especially like a high clearance bumper. I mean, the bumper on this is already fairly high clearance.
Yeah, it's not bad. But I do think if we expect to have these super high clearance bumpers, you're going to have to cut some stuff. But
well,
we all do, so.
People will figure out how to do it, and eventually someone will.
We'll see what people come out with. I actually haven't seen any on the market yet.
Yeah, I think, no, I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, truck's looking awesome. There's one more thing we want to cover that you have in your engine, just kind of manage all the lighting.
Yep,
so
all the lighting.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Sweet.
Okay, so Colby, managing wiring and managing lights is kind of a big pain for everyone that has an off-road vehicle. This is a new kit that's come out recently that you've added to your truck. Tell us about it.
Yes, I had the hardest time wiring stuff up on my 4Runner.
Yeah.
I was like trying to build my own harnesses and do all this stuff, and
just becomes a lot.
Yeah, it's a pain. So this is a Blaze off-road kit, and I cannot recommend it like more than
cleans everything up.
It's amazing. So there's a mount that factory mounts right above your battery. Doesn't touch your battery. It's perfectly spaced, and then that mount, that like metal bracket, holds the Garmin power switch.
Oh, okay, cool.
And in my 4Runner, I had an S-Pod.
Yeah.
Which is honestly, they're great too.
Yeah.
But this Garmin power switch is like by far my top favorite.
Okay. And what is kind of set the Garmin apart from the S-Pod that you were running?
What's cool about the Garmin is that kit is completely Bluetooth to your phone or to a Garmin like Overland or any of those Garmin.
And can't you get the Garmin app on CarPlay on here?
Oh, yeah, okay, so like because it's on my phone, I can actually control my lights from the CarPlay.
Oh, that's way cool.
So it's awesome. And the real benefit of that is even with an S-Pod, I had to run a wire. I know it was only one wire, but I had to run a wire through the firewall to get to my screen inside my 4Runner. With this Garmin switch, you literally run all your wires to the power switch.
And then that's it.
And then you never worry about it again, and it's Bluetooth.
That's way nice.
It's awesome.
So you don't have to fight the firewall.
Yeah, and
to get it.
And it's super simple. It's all laid out. Like it pairs in 2 seconds. It's not hard to connect to your phone. It doesn't have any issues connecting. So that's the Garmin Power Switch kit. That's on our website.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot recommend it enough. It's for the other generations as well. They make it for 3rd gen Tacomas, 5th gen 4Runners.
And we have S-Pods on the website as well.
S-Pods as well.
And
Power Switches on the website.
And they also work with Blaze.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's a different. I think it's actually the same bracket.
Yeah.
But it just depends what switch you put on it.
Cool.
So those are amazing. They're amazing for every generation. So that's great. With that, the install's super easy, and Blaze actually sponsored this truck.
Okay.
So the second part of that, which we don't sell on our website, but I'd recommend it to anybody, is that Blaze makes custom harnesses. He labels them.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because each wire here has backlight, ditch light, light bar.
It made it the easiest possible install I've ever done. Just because he knows, okay, you're in a Tacoma, well, you need this long of a wire. He's measured all that. He knows all that. And I would recommend anybody that doesn't want to deal with the hassle of it,
just go with the kit.
Just get the kit from us. Absolutely. I think that's great. But if you even want to go another step, you can go get those custom harnesses.
Yeah. And for anything that you need, he'll make a harness.
Yeah, he has them for chase lights, roof lights, anything. So absolutely like the easiest install I've ever done for wiring. And I cannot recommend it enough to everyone.
I mean, and just how we put together everything is so nice
clean.
too. Like it looks OEM.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which is great. You don't have any exposed wiring. It's all wrapped up and makes it nice knowing that it's not going to catch on fire, hopefully.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. And then also in the engine, the goal is very soon to be selling K&N's intake. I know they're working on it. We've talked with them.
That way you can hear that turbo a little bit
we've
more.
talked to them a little bit.
About that.
I am excited for an intake. I think that is going to, everyone loves the turbo noise.
Yeah.
And I think it also is just going to improve performance because the turbo can get more air. So that is exciting. And then some exhaust systems as well. We've talked with a couple of exhaust companies that's making stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Borla, we got Magnaflow, they're all working on exhaust for this truck.
Yep, Magnaflow is actually just released, so that's on our website.
Okay.
And there's a couple other companies we're talking to, and we'll get those on the website as soon as they release them. So.
Cool. Well, this truck is awesome, man. It's crazy to see how far it's come in just, what, like a month or two of you owning it?
Yeah, I think I've had it. It's still under 5,000 miles.
It's crazy.
So it's been built pretty quick, but I've loved it.
Yeah, and it's still got a long way to go. Like you said, we want to do a full suspension kit with this thing. You're going to do the extrusion bed rack with this.
Yeah, it's always going to be changing.
Yeah.
So we're developing some cool in-house products as well. I won't say what any of that is yet, but it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to make these trucks look pretty mean.
Yeah, just make sure you're staying tuned on Instagram. You'll see when those drop. But
Yep, it'll be cool.
Yeah, still got a long way to go with these. The fun thing about building these trucks out is you never are quite finished building it. There's always something next. So.
Yep, there's always something, and especially with this being the Tacoma Lifestyle flagship build.
Yeah.
It's going to change weekly, honestly. Like it's very changes a lot, but I love it. It's been a great truck so far.
Yeah.
There was all this like back and forth whether the 4th gen was nice. I've loved it.
It's so sick. Like
I think the engine's been great. It's got a lot of power. I have no complaints with the Tacoma.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we've driven this truck off road. It did fantastic. As far as interior stuff, not too much yet, but I know a lot is in the works.
Nothing yet on the interior. It's kind of a weird interior to build stuff around.
Yeah, Toyota did a fantastic job with the interior. It's a huge step up from the 3rd gen.
The interior is awesome, and like honestly, Toyota did so good with the OEM.
Yeah.
That there's already like the molly panels, there's the grab handles, the things that we would be developing.
They've already done.
They've got them in there, so we've got to get creative. We've got our in-house engineer thinking of some stuff, and we've got some stuff in the works, but nothing prototype or anything to show anybody yet. So when we do get that, we'll make sure to let everyone know. Yeah,
that's the fun part with these new trucks is figuring out different ways that you can just enhance their capabilities, enhance their usefulness to us, but it's a new platform. It's fun to work on, and we appreciate you bringing it in, and we're excited to see what else you have planned for it.
Of course, I love it.
Well, Colby, so thank you for bringing your 4th gen Tacoma in. As always, where can people find you to keep up to date on this build?
Yeah, so Tacoma Colby on Instagram. It's all over Tacoma Lifestyles page as well. But that's where I post all my stuff. So follow me and follow Tacoma Lifestyle as well.
Yeah, and if you're following Tacoma Lifestyle, you'll see a ton of this build on our YouTube channel and Instagram page. If you want to find anything on this build for your 4th gen Tacoma, make sure you check out our website at tacomalifestyle.com. And if you want to see more Tacoma content, subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.